Hello friends, welcome back to Wawa AS. Welcome to the discussion on Daily MCQ. Today is 23rd of August 2021 and now we are going to discuss 5 current affair based MCQs. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं. But first, let us discuss the question that was asked yesterday, and yesterday's question was: the capital of India was shifted from Calcutta to Delhi in the year A 1910, B 1912, C 1911 and D 1913. You have to choose the correct answer, and some of you have given the correct answers as well. On Saturday it was Nikanta Mondal, Pankaj Verma and Vinay Tiwari who gave the correct answer. And the correct answer for this question is C 1911. So it was in 1911 that the capital was shifted from Calcutta to Delhi. The foundation was laid for the new capital Delhi, and the complete shifting of capital happened in 1931. So that means that Delhi was inaugurated in 1931 by Lord Irwin. Remember this fact as well. Okay. So who was the another question what we need to know is who was the Governor General when the capital was shifted from Calcutta to Delhi? It was Lord Hardinge. In 1911, Lord Hardinge was the Governor General of India. Okay, so remember this fact as well. Right, now let's move on. And guys, as you know, daily we upload 5 current affair based questions. These current affair based questions are directly taken from the current affairs, and they are oriented directly towards the prelims examination. And we are giving all the questions and the solutions in this PDF format, and these solutions are very detailed and they contain some extra information as well, which will definitely help in your prelims examination. So do make the best use of this initiative, and if you have any queries or if you have any suggestions, do leave in the comment box. We will definitely get back to you. Now let's look at the first question. Consider the following statements with respect to permafrost. First one, it is permanently frozen layer consisting of soil, gravel and sand bound together by ice. Second one, the permafrost is widespread in the Arctic region but totally absent in Antarctic and lower latitudes. You have to give the correct answer. A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. The first statement, if you see, this is right because the permafrost is nothing but it's permanently frozen layer of soil, gravel and sand. It even contains lot of dead matter which is not decayed completely. Okay, so the first one is right. But the second one, if you see, it said that the permafrost is there only in Arctic but not in Antarctic. This is the wrong statement because the permafrost is also there in Antarctic. So A 1 only is the correct answer. So recently, scientists have said that an astonishingly well preserved cave-lion cub found in Siberia's permafrost lived 28,000 years ago and may even still have traces of his mother's milk in it. Permafrost is permanently frozen layer below the earth's surface, and it consists of soil, gravel and sand usually bound together by the ice. It usually remains below 0 degrees centigrade for at least more than 2 years. These grounds are known to be below 22% of land surface on earth, most popularly in the polar zones and regions with high mountains. They are spread across 55% of the landmass in Russia and Canada and 85% in Alaska, which is state of US, and possibly the entire Antarctica. And even in North Siberia, it forms a layer that is 1500 meter thick and 740 meters in North and Alaska. At lower latitudes, the permafrost is generally found in high altitude regions like the Alps and Tibetan Plateau. So that's why the second statement in the question is wrong, because even in low altitudes and Antarctica, we can find this. Now let's look at the next question. The Sunil Sethi Commission, sometimes seen in the news, is related to A. Double the production and quadruple the export of handlooms, B. Long-term food policy, C. Army pay scales, and D. Restructuring railways. You have to choose the correct answer, and the correct answer is A. Double the production and quadruple the export of handlooms. So the government has recently constituted a committee headed by Sunil Sethi, who is the chairman of Fashion Design Council of India in New Delhi, and the main objective of the committee is to suggest the strategy and policy framework for doubling the production and quadrupling the export of handlooms in the next 3 years, because in the handloom sector especially, we are seeing a huge competition from countries like Bangladesh and Vietnam. So in order to beat the competition, in order to increase the exports, the government has set up this committee headed by Sunil Sethi. Okay, so the committee actually will also suggest measures for improving the quality of handloom products with the aim of enhancing income of the weavers. Now let's look at the next question. The Maumla Cave, sometimes seen in the news, is located in Maumla Cave, A. Maharashtra, B. Kerala, C. Meghalaya and D. Himachal Pradesh. Maumla Cave, and the correct answer is C. Meghalaya. The Maumla Cave is actually located in Meghalaya, and recently the Geological Survey of India has identified certain geological sites across northeast for promotion of geotourism, and this Maumla Cave is one such. and there are 12 locations in the northeast that are included in 32 approved geotourism and geoheritage sites in the country. So in the document which we are uploading in the Telegram, I've given the details of all the 32 areas, but here I'll just mention about the caves which are located in Meghalaya and which were selected. All the 12 locations of the northeast are given in the list, but here in Meghalaya we have only 3 locations, and these 3 locations will be discussed now. In Meghalaya, if you see, we have Maumula Cave, which is near Cherrapunji in East Khasi Hills, and this cave led scientists to the Meghalayan age, which is associated with a major climatic event, and it's very abrupt and critical, and also a lot of things have taken place during that time. The stage of Meghalayan age is defined from a specific level in stalagmite from this cave, and according to geologists, the speleothems from the cave period, who has important records of Holocene, paleoclimate and paleomonsoon, are also there. So next is Maubli or God's Rock, which is situated near the Sangtang village in East Khasi district. This was also selected, and the speciality of this is that it has a huge balancing rock which is slanting at an angle of about 45 degrees in the south-southeast direction on the hill slope at 1303 meters, which is above the sea level. And next one is the Therigat, which is also located in East Khasi Hills district, which is probably one of the best preserved and most complete Cretaceous Paleogene boundary section in India. Most of the large vertebrates, the planktons and many tropical invertebrates, they suddenly became extinct at the end of Cretaceous period, and a new assemblage of ammonites recorded recently, which is probably represent a few of the last representatives just before the mass extinction, okay, in which the complete class of ammonida vanished from the face of the earth. Okay, so that's the information about this. Now let's move on to the next question. So these are the sites which belong to Meghalaya, and there are 9 other sites whose details I'll be sharing in the PDF in the Telegram channel. You can just read from there. Now let's move on to the next question. With reference to the Indian freedom struggle, the Vegaon tragedy is associated to A. Malabar Rebellion, B. Kakori conspiracy, C. Chipko movement, and D. Komagata Maru incident. So the correct answer for this question is A. Malabar Rebellion. Because the Vagon tragedy is related to Malabar Rebellion, now we have to know what is Malabar Rebellion. So the Malabar Rebellion basically is the rebellion by the Muslims in the Kerala region against the Hindu landlords who were patronized by the British. So during this time only this Vegaon uprising or the Vegaon tragedy has taken place. Now we will see that. So actually why this was in news is the year 2021 will mark the 100th anniversary of the Malabar Mopla uprising of 1921. So that's why even from the prelims point of view this becomes very much important for us. The freedom fighter, the Veryamugnath Kunjamed Haji, he led to the Mopla uprising against the British in Kerala's Malabar region. The Malabar Rebellion, also known as Mopla Rebellion, was an armed revolt staged by Mapila Muslims of Kerala in 1921 against the Hindu landlords who were patronized by the British. In August 1920, Gandhiji along with Shaukat Ali visited Calicut to spread the combined message of non-cooperation and Khilafat message among the residents of Malabar. In response to Gandhi's call, Khilafat committee was formed in Malabar, and the Mapilas under the religious head Mahadum Tangal of Ponnani, who pledged support to non-cooperation movement. And during the same time, the agrarian situation in the Malabar was worsened, with the low-class tenants suffering under the oppressive measures of the landlords who were patronized by the British. And during that time only, the Moplas revolted against the Hindu landlords. Now, Vegaon tragedy, how it is related. So the Vegaon tragedy is actually a noteworthy event of the British suppression, and under this, approximately 60 Mopila prisoners who were on their way to the prison were suffocated to death in a closed railway good wagon. Okay, so that's why this is very much important, and the 6 months long rebellion is often perceived to be one of the first cases of nationalist uprising in southern India. And this Vegaon tragedy is a big tragedy when we consider about this rebellion. So that's why this is important for us to know. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. The 5th question. The Hazaras community, sometimes mentioned in media, is the ethnic group mostly from A. Sri Lanka, B. Brazil, C. Myanmar, and D. Afghanistan. And here the correct answer is D. Afghanistan. The Hazaras community. So Hazaras are the ethnic group from Afghanistan, and they are believed to be descendants of the founder of the Mongol Empire, Genghis Khan, and his army that overran the entire region during the 13th century. So remember, the Hazaras is an ethnic group from Afghanistan. Guys, this year from the prelims, if you see from the prelims perspective, any news, or you can say the geography of Afghanistan and countries surrounding it, that is very much crucial and very much important. So do check all of these things very carefully. Okay, now let's look at the question of the day. And the question of the day is, this is the question of the day: which planet is called as evening star? A. Mars, B. Venus, C. Jupiter, and D. Saturn. So do give your answer in the comment box, and tomorrow we will discuss this question. Okay, so guys, these are our initiatives. We have launched Vision PT365 summary, Vision Prelims Test Series summary, Vision Mains Test Series summary, and Vision Monthly Magazine summary as well. These summaries will help in your preparation, and it will make your preparation easy. They will ensure that you revise the same content multiple times, which is very crucial for clearing UPSC examination. So do make the best use of this initiative. If you have any doubts, you can get back to us via Telegram or even in YouTube as well. Do comment your doubts. Okay. So that's it, friends, for the day. I'll see you again tomorrow with 5 more MCQs. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.